Trike Patrol fans, once again we are back. Thank you for tuning into the official Trike Patrol podcast, and it's your host, Mr. C. So hope everyone, once again, is having a great week. I hope everyone has been enjoying all the recent podcast episodes. Last week, I dropped the podcast special with our buddy Blade, who he's a professional here in the adult industry, and he knows a lot about what's happening in the adult industry when it comes to age verification, piracy, and all that techie stuff. Personally, I started out in this industry as a producer, been working for TP, doing other tasks. But this guy, I mean, as if you guys listen to the last podcast episode, you guys can tell that he really knows what he's talking about. So it was a pleasure to have him here back on the podcast. So that was part one. The original recording that we did was well over an hour, so I had to split it into two, just because I feel like, not many people have an hour and a half, 2 hours just to sit down and listen to an entire podcast. And the chances of people pausing and coming back might be, I don't know. So I figured let's split it into two. So I hope you guys enjoyed that recent podcast episode. Hope you guys have been enjoying all the recent interviews. But before we get into today's podcast special, which again is going to be part two of the age verification and piracy special. At the end of the day, I think a lot's happening in the adult industry on the internet. I think eventually it's going to be harder for people to access adult entertainment content. At the end of the day, I personally feel like minors should not have access to pornographic material. I mean, I understand that I do work in the adult biz, but at the end of the day, I think I speak for everyone here at the office. We have morals, and anyone that is purposely promoting to minors, I don't know what to say about that. First off, it doesn't convert into sales. Mainly, we are the pay site, so we rely on signups at the pay site. We don't benefit from traffic from minors. We don't promote to minors, even though we are on social media platforms. As I've mentioned in this recent episode, that when you look at the analytics, I think places like Instagram, TikTok, especially X, they realize the type of content that you are promoting. So with that being said, when it comes to age 0 to 18, we have 0%. 0 to 17. We have 0% audience, so they know what they're doing. Listen to this upcoming podcast. Porn fan, I'm sure you guys are kind of interested to hear what's happening, especially those like in states such as Texas. I believe in a lot of these states, you guys no longer have access, such as Pornhub, unless you're using a VPN. I know they're a lot more strict, and things have been happening there in Europe, especially in the UK and France. So yeah, anyways, all of that's going to be discussed here in the second part of this podcast special. And I am doing another podcast special this week that I will be dropping next week. I'm going to be talking about tips for expats to survive in the Philippines. The expat community is huge in the Philippines, especially with older Europeans, Americans. And I've been hearing a lot of stories of expats just getting screwed by the Filipinas. There's a new law where for argument's sake, you can go to jail for arguing with your Filipina in the Philippines. In the next episode, which I did listen to a lawyer who discussed this topic, so I'll fill you guys in. But before we get into today's podcast special, let's talk about content that's been dropping at all of our sites. Over at Asian Sex Diary, it looks like John Tron is back in Cambodia. His most recent scenes that have been dropping all this week have been from Cambodia. Before that was the Philippines, and back in May and early June was scenes that came out of Europe with all these horny Asian sluts. So please check out AsianSexDiary.com. If you love Asians in general, there's everything you want, everything you need. Cambodians, Thai, Vietnamese, Filipinas, all of the above. Please check out AsianSexDiary.com. Here at TP, another great month if you ask me. Just got done publishing or preparing the scene for Sexy Love. Her name is Sexy Love. Beautiful, somewhat shy, but another girl next door. I mean, people are going to talk shit all the time about our models. If you want porn stars, go to Playboy. Go to Brazzers, if that's what you're looking for. Because if it's porn stars you're looking for, we don't have it. And I don't know. We really don't give a shit, because it's not what we do here at TP. Yes, we have plenty of Filipina American porn stars, but again, they're not going to be your fake tits, fucking blondes, whatever. Here we are all about girl next door or bar girls. in the Philippines. So I hope you guys enjoyed that episode, or I hope you guys will enjoy the episode with Sexy Love that drops this Friday on the 25th. The most recent scene here at TP was with Gab Diaz, busty Filipina babe again. People are gonna talk shit about her, that she's hurt or whatnot. But again, beautiful tits, amazing tits actually. Great scene if you ask me. Before that was Mina, which I really enjoyed. We had Hennessy, we had Snow, we had Lay in a threesome. Earlier this year we had Bubbles, we had Princess, we had Kim Basani, we had Angel Tasalan, and Stella Makalai. So a lot of great scenes have been dropping here at TP this year. So please become a member today if you have yet. Over at TTP, most recent scene was dropped last Monday of Mia. Great scene, cute Thai babe. I'm sorry, no, she was not Thai. European, I believe. Anyways, we have another scene dropping this Monday on the 28th of Cinderella, and I've seen the preview pic of this model. Stunning Thai babe. Trust me, if you love Thai babes, this is the one for you. This is the scene for you. Stunning Thai babe. So be on the lookout for that. Here at Milk Trip, or over at Milk Trip, most recent scene was of Eily X, which is a beautiful European babe. And actually, I mean, I've never really been into Europeans, but this chick is just stunning. Beautiful blonde babe, just kinky, horny, all of the above, and just stunning. Before that, we had the one and only Katie Morgan. Before that was Christina Starr. We had Cherry Case, Mickey Muffin, and Jesse Pony, which was the epic Mile High scene that was shot over in Vegas. So a lot of great things are happening here at MilkTrip.com. Down the road, we have models such as Tyler Faith. We have Mackenzie Lee. We have Harley Hayes coming. We have Ashley T coming. So a lot of you Filipina fans probably know who Ashley T is if you really follow TP, because you guys will know that I did AP Night Eats with her out in South San Francisco and an interview. So be on the lookout for all these hot things. Milk Trip, we're just doing great things. Over at ESD, if you love European babes, this is going to be the site for you. There's models such as Katana. I think at the site she is named Fang, but many of you Asian fans know who Katana is. She's from Barcelona. Just a beautiful, beautiful Euro-Asian babe. There's going to be models such as Olivia, if you like big Brazilian ass. That's going to be the scene for you. And if it's your thing, I was going to say, helloladyboy.com if you love ladyboys. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Be on the lookout for the next episode that drops next week, where I will be discussing tips and advice for those that want to become expats and head over to the Philippines. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and once again, this is your host, Mr. C.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Thieves
the
got
thing
to it.
is that
It's everywhere.
it's on 100 other sites. And yeah, that's the main issue. Like, if we get back to the xVideos, the thing is that the legit sites will be all right, but all the pirate sites that have these videos, and often like what they do, they sometimes change the main thumbnail, they change the description, they try to make the videos less searchable, if you want, in the search engines. So for some of them that want to get their own content down, and if we want, we can also talk about the OnlyFans girls and girls doing cam. So sometimes they get their content leaked as well, and yeah, it's often really hard to get everything that taken down. And yeah,
it's just gonna keep showing up. But
yeah.
so we talked about the different type of piracy, file lockers, people selling access to their Snapchats. There are people selling access to Telegrams. We have a Telegram, by the way, but it's obviously it's ran by us. So it's not a pirate, you know, um, Telegram channel. But what where do you see pirates in the next 5 years? Do you think they're finally gonna be no mas?
I think it depends. The thing is that if
We really don't
Ofcom,
know yet, huh?
yeah, the thing is that Ofcom and Arcom and the US, they say that they will do things, but at the moment I'm not sure. That there's one key factor in all of that. It's at the end of the day, all the sites, the main reason why they are there, it's because they make money.
Yeah.
And the thing that the EV laws should go around, and their main target should be the money that these sites make. And
Who
the
who
thing is
has the
that
power to really make a difference in this in your? I mean, because the thing is too, we're in two different countries. My
Yeah,
laws are different from your laws. Now let's
yeah,
just talk about the United States.
yeah,
Who
yeah.
who has the power to finally put their foot down and say, "Hey, you know what? We're wiping all this shit out." Is it the FBI? Is it? I mean,
No, it's more like the states could do the new laws about that. Like payment processors could straighten their ways and could make sure that such sites they don't get money and they're not able to make it to turn a profit. Uh, and actually, like the main player at the moment will probably be Ofcom because like some things that they mentioned is that they'll go against the ad networks and they make sure that all the sites under the ad networks are to be legit, and if they're not, they may actually cut them off. So yeah,
a
that's one of the
legit
things.
ad
But
network?
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, it's
I never thought
they're
I would hear
better
those two
than they
words
were,
in the
but
same
yeah,
sentence.
depending on yeah yeah some of them are good. Like at the very least, they
Are okay,
yeah, they're
maybe.
and they L for DMCA's, but yeah,
Oh
some
yeah,
of them are
yeah.
worse than others. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
so any ad networks that have honored our DMCA's, I want to give you a big thanks and I want to give a big shout out to you guys. In case you guys
mhm.
are listening, we love you guys. But
But yeah, there's more than a spring cleaning to do. Like they have to do a whole cleanup of the house. Yeah, like honestly, like if they would have to go through all the sites, I can't put an exact number, but yeah, it's probably over 80-90% of the sites that have like things that are not legit. But
but
yeah.
you know what I'm seeing now? I'll be honest. And it's one reason I think things are getting better. It's like a lot of these tube sites are actual tubes,
Hmm.
which I mean, if we say tubes 20 years ago, it was all pirates, right?
Hmm.
But nowadays, I go to these tube sites just to check if we're, if some of our shit is there, because I do it
Hmm.
almost every day just to check, because I do
Hmm.
monitor our stuff, and I'll see a lot of these are actually doing it the right way, affiliates, putting up 10-minute videos,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But I guess I'm being a kind of a hypocrite saying, either it should be either fuck the tubes or keep the tubes, right?
Yeah, but
But
the thing is
you
that
can't
like
control it though. They are there as we
yeah,
speak.
but
So if you can't beat them, there's a saying, join them. But at the same time, I mean, we're kind of forced to work with them, right?
yeah, but the thing is that like the legit tubes are good, and at the moment like they're the one that get bigger.
Yeah.
And like another thing that actually that Ofcom is saying that they might do, they might seize the domain names, and they might actually ask Google to block such sites to be able to be searchable if you want on the web. So they
Jesus
may ask
Christ, Google.
yeah
They could have done.
yeah
They could be doing
they
so much more.
yeah, they may ask this. So maybe Google, Bing, Yandex, and others to protect, to make sure that people are not able to get access to these sites. So if they are not discoverable on Google, they will be less easy to find. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's another thing that they may do. So yeah, like seize domains, maybe block them from being able to be searchable on Google, maybe
Uh-huh.
block them from ad networks. And other things that they may do that they didn't say is they may actually go after the people owning the sites. So at the
Yeah.
moment, there are some huge cases about people that had what they call IPTV. So it's people sharing sports and sharing uh, like pay-per-views and things like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
there are a few huge cases in the UK, and actually they say that they'll straighten their laws about that, and they make sure that people don't make such crimes anymore. So, and there's also like the big lobbies of the, we won't name them, but everybody knows them, the streaming companies. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, they're pushing for things to change, and yeah, probably that things will change for the better, and
I
it's
mean,
not
which
only
is
for
good.
porn. It's yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is too, like for the longest time, ever since I was a kid, if I were to watch a movie, during the intro of the movie, there would be that huge FBI.
Hmm.
If you whatever protected copyright or whatever, face up to 5 years in prison, or was it, or a $250,000 fine? You
Yeah.
know, but well, I haven't seen anyone have to pay that. Any of these
No.
fucking pirates, motherfuckers.
Or otherwise, like there will be a line
Oh
waiting
yeah,
to
our
pay, and yeah.
prisons would be full right now, right? And the governments would be
So
rich
yeah,
from all that money.
yeah, it
So
didn't really work out that well.
no, no, of course not. I mean, they might protect Hollywood a lot more, but at the end of the day, my supervisor always tells me this, like they don't care as much for the adult industry. They don't care as much for adult content. A lot of them see us as assholes in this industry. They don't see us as normal human beings, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is because there's a lot of bad players in this industry. And the thing is, I feel like the fact that, there's a lot of bad people, we're kind of thrown into that group, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's one thing. Like us being a digit size, we can do something like what we do. Actually, we do the DMCA's, and like we share info with sites to make sure that they actually are legit. Like when we do the DMCA, sometimes we share them with the networks, or we
Yeah.
share them with the now it's possible to share them with Ofcom, Arcom, and
So you're
the
saying start
independent
to
processor. So
CC them in the emails in the
yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
DMCA?
So
Oh, you're
that's
serious?
one. Yeah, that's one way to get things moving faster sometimes. And yeah, like in the past, it wasn't an option because well, these ministries were not available to get such info. But
I mean,
yeah,
there was
like
always there was always Interpol. So I mean,
yeah. But the thing is that
but
like for
do you really want
Interpol, like
them?
yeah, like uh, Interpol were going after like people that were really victim of sexual assault
They,
or
they don't care that
yeah.
your
So
shit's getting stolen.
yeah, yeah. It's like honestly, like if it's like legit content, like
They're
it's
like,
not a
well,
priority
as
for
long
them.
as
But
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. They have
yeah,
their hands full with other shit around the
yeah,
world,
yeah, yeah,
terrorists, and they don't care about
yeah, yeah.
stolen adult content. That's not on the top of their list.
You know,
We're worried about, terrorists, we're worried
yeah,
about.
or people that are like maybe getting raped or getting assaulted, but and things like that. And for yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we don't care about your TrikePatrol content being
no,
pirated. That's not, we don't give a shit. So
no, but
I'm curious, do you think that pirate sites, let's say tubes in general, and
mhm,
let's also say to the smaller pirate sites,
mhm.
do you think they're worried right now?
Yeah, yeah,
Are they
for
shaking
sure,
in their,
they are.
are they about to shit their pants?
Yeah, yeah. There's the thing like if you visit like maybe the top 50 of them, like some of them actually they closed just because
Um,
well
they
probably
don't want
as you
to. They don't
mentioned
want
they
to get. They don't get to the point where they're actually somebody might be knocking on their doors from the government,
yeah,
right?
yeah, probably they were in these countries, like they were probably in the US, the UK, or in France, and probably they viewed that well, if we don't get our shit together, we may be in trouble. And yeah, so it stopped a few of them. And
Well, here's the thing
I
too, man. I remember talking to my supervisor not too long ago. I was like, well, you know
mhm,
what? These people, maybe they're feeding their families, maybe they're providing, should I feel bad that I'm constantly going after them with DMCA's? And he was like, well, do we
no,
feel bad for the family that goes into the store and just takes a bunch of shit and runs because,
no,
it
no,
runs out?
the thing is
No,
that
it's
they
just
could
not how the
create
world
a
works.
no, the thing is that like they have legit skills. Like they could create a blog, they could create a site
You're
that
right.
promote
That's very good
mainstream
way.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like they could create a site and pushing like
Yeah,
mainstream stuff, like
you're right. You're right.
hardware, or they could push like Amazon stuff. They could push like anything pretty much. Like they have the skills. The
You're
thing
right.
is
And
that
that's a good way to look at it. And they're not the
yeah,
biggest idiots in the
they're
world.
using it wrong. It's
You're
the
right.
only issue. Like yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good way to look at it. Um, at the end of the day, these pirates have put a lot of sites out of business throughout the
Mhm.
years. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure you agree with that, right? And I'm pretty sure
yeah,
that
yeah,
those are
yeah,
facts.
yeah,
You know.
100%. Yeah.
So about a little bit about AV again. So what are the risks of AV for the customers?
For the customers, one of the main one, and I
Is it going
totally
to scare them
understand.
away from adult content, you think?
Yeah, yeah,
Like they're going to
actually,
say,
like,
fuck it, I'm not
yeah,
doing it.
yeah. There's actually a big blog that was shared on xVideos, and they posted it at the top of their own site, and a lot of people were replying to them, and yeah, a lot of people just won't want to share their info, and it's totally understandable. Like,
Yeah.
what, like, at the end of the day, like, let's be honest, like, we have a bad view about from the customer, and also, like,
Well, yeah.
especially like big sites like Pornhub, xVideos, and
I don't want to give them
Xhamster,
my
and the
ID.
others.
My ID. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. Like, people, they know that, well, most of these sites, they have videos that they shouldn't have, and, like,
And you want me to
well,
give them my address and my
yeah,
ID, my passport? Yeah,
yeah, exactly. They
fuck
know
off.
that, well, if they got that video and they shouldn't have it, like, is it a good idea to share them
I
my
wonder
own
if
personal info and a video of myself with my card? Like,
fuck that. It's
yeah.
now. Do you think DVDs are gonna make a comeback after if everything falls through with AV?
Mm, Probably not.
It's not gonna happen, huh? So
No,
don't
no,
don't
just
don't start
because,
planning DVDs for Trike Patrol.
no, no. The thing is that with DVDs, it's pretty much it's still a market, but it's so little compared to what it was, and people,
Yeah,
they don't have DVDs anymore. So
you're right. You're right. Yeah, unless you
yeah,
have like an Xbox or something where you can, and some of them
yeah,
are discless, or I'm sorry, they're just digital now, so it wouldn't help if you
yeah.
had an
There may
Xbox
be
or
maybe new platforms for people to view stuff. Kinda like with the Netflix and the the Disney Plus and the such sites that are available. Like, maybe it will open the door for big sites to put, like, legitimate content on them, like, kinda like what Pornhub Premium does, kinda like what xvideos Red and Sheer does, and like Fap House does, and like
yeah.
ManyVids and other such sites. But
You know, I really feel
it's
like
unsure. Like,
AV is
yeah.
really simple.
Mhm.
Everyone when we all open our phones up with facial recognition, right?
Mhm.
So when you enter a site, you should be registered once with some company, and you look
Mhm.
into your phone. It says, "Okay, we know that it's you." The only problem is you might be doing your business, and the chances of them watching you, I
Yeah, and
mean, that's still the
there's
case
another
right now. I
thing.
mean, using your phone, you
Yeah,
never know.
yeah, but there's another thing also. Like, at the end of the day, you have to share the info with the site, and you also have to share the info with the AV company as well.
Well,
That's
does it
another
have to
thing.
be shared with the site? I feel like it should
Uh,
be verified through this third party that allows you access to the site. Like the
yeah,
site
but
shouldn't even be involved anymore. Like like as with our sites, we shouldn't even have to see your ID. You should be verified through a third party that allows you to get into our sites.
yeah, but
If, you know,
there's a couple of things though. The thing is that, uh, like, in the UK, there's one of the company, I don't remember the name, but there's a company that is linked to the government. And the thing
oh,
is that,
government, okay.
since it's linked to that, like, the thing is that with all the info that you have on the site, like, let's just take a like one person that visits the site as an example. Like,
Uh-huh.
that person visits, like, xvideos. He gets on the site, and then he's kinda in the kinky things, and he visits, like, really kinky stuff that is degrading, and stuff that honestly would be really badly used. Like, it's not vanilla porn, it's really in the kinky stuff and really in the arch stuff. So if all this info is shared with the government, and if it's also sold by the site, like, at the end of the day, like, xvideos will have all of what the person visited. So these info, they can be sold to someone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're never sure what these sites may do with your personal info. Like, let's just take a case, like, with someone having a job that is kind of risky, with maybe someone leaking what his porn history is. The thing is that you will never be private anymore, and with things that
Yeah.
you visit, like, you're always at the mercy of these sites. Like, there could be leaks of this info. There, you never know what may happen. Like, there are bigger sites than them that were leaked, so you're never 100% sure of what may happen.
Yeah, I agree. So, what do you think the risks are for models, content creators, and models that shot with studios?
For models, it's a totally different story. Like the thing is that for the main tubes at the moment, they have to have their own info. They have to have their ID and their model release and their 2257 shared to these sites. So that won't change. The thing is that there may be maybe more, even more sites that will have their info. So uh, for them, it's even a riskier things because well they do sign these documents, but
Yeah.
when they sign them, like they agree to share them for the studios that do the shoot with them, but they never agree for these info to be shared with others. And yeah, the docs, they do give these rights, but like they never like uh, get I found that they never like get an okay or something like, oh yeah, I'm good with this info being shared. That's one part that is not in the document. Like for some of them, they could end up in maybe on maybe 20 sites that
Well,
are
that's
outside the own studio. So yeah,
Well, that's what I've said many
that's one issue.
times. It's like the fact that we only deal with exclusives. So
Mm-hmm.
when a model shoots for us, it's, typically it's only shared within ourselves or,
Mm-hmm.
um, for our use. But then like let's say you shot for a studio 20 years ago and then now that scene is a non-exclusive and it's been
Yeah,
sold
so some of them they're
20
sold 100
times.
times. Yeah,
Yeah, so your ID is literally everywhere. And then out of
yeah,
those 20 people that resold your scene, how many of those people are good folks, you
yeah,
know?
and it takes only one of them to be leaked, and
Only takes
there you
one.
go. Your
Yep,
your your own info
exactly.
is leaked. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man. So it's a very interesting topic that we're discussing today. What else do you want to share about AV in general or just pirates or whatever you want to, share with our listeners?
Oh, we could maybe go through like the latest things that happen on EV. Like one of the top one is Reddit actually implementing AV on their own sites.
Oh,
So
Reddit. Oh, I do
yeah,
want to
yeah,
mention too. Here's the thing too, man. Like, how about on X, formerly known as Twitter?
X at the moment they didn't do something, but there's no telling. But what they may do. The last one that did was Reddit, and what they did is actually they opted to go with a company named Persona.
Uh-huh.
So they asked them to add their EV, and the thing is that for people in the UK, if they visit a subreddit that has content that is 18 plus,
Uh-huh.
that is not safe for work or that's totally porn, what they'll have to do is they'll have to share their ID and also a video. So yeah, it's for people in the UK. It's really troublesome to visit Reddit now if you're a person that really likes visiting these stuff. So
I've
yeah,
tried Reddit, man, but it's full of freeloaders and pirates.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. But
I could
I
care
mean,
less, and they don't. And for the longest time they wouldn't respond to DMCA's. It's so hard to get your shit taken down from Reddit.
yeah,
So
for us it's not really a good market, but for people that just like to visit, like there's one thing, like if you're a user, like and you like the services, the thing is that some of them like they don't only have like things that are porn. Sometimes it may be like maybe scenes from action movies and things
yeah,
like that. Like
yeah.
some of them, like they're considered not same for work as well. Like some of the subreddits, like it's only like clips from horror movies sometimes, and these horror movies, like they're also considered not safe for work. So people like they'll have to do the AV check also for mainstream horror movies. So yeah,
Because you're right.
like
Because anything rated R also is
yeah,
really what rated
exactly,
R
yeah,
here in the States is 18 and above.
yeah, yeah.
Same as adult
So
content. So
yeah,
yeah.
it's not only for porn. Like sometimes it may affect a lot more subreddits that we may feel at the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So you also mentioned Nexus mods.
yeah. NexusMods actually it's a site that specializes in mods for games.
Uh-huh.
The main owner what he did at the beginning of July, he opted to add AV. Actually, he got totally trashed by his own community because, well, people, they were against that, and they say, well, it's just games, and why do it for games? The thing is that some of the mods, they are actually like nude mods, and they allow for people to like remove the clothes of the characters,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like just things like that. So what the main owner opted to do is actually he'll be retagging all of the mods that is available on the site, and then he'll make sure that all the mods that are to be 18 plus, that they are, and for them, he'll make sure that EV is implemented. So yeah, I feel that he did the right thing. Just, well, he never knows, as he mentioned in his old blogs. You never know. Like, it's better to be safe than sorry at the end of the day.
I agree. It's always better to be safe than sorry.
Mm.
So you also shared another blog post from pornbiz.com.
Yeah.
Um, and it's titled "The Scam of Age Verification." And
Yeah. That's the blog of xVideos. Yeah.
oh, this is from xVideos
Yeah. Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I,
their own blog. Yeah.
it sounds like they're just crying, huh? Because I mean,
Yeah.
there's stats right here, and they did some AV tests, and on
Yeah.
July 2nd, there was technical issues, so we have no stats that they shared. But on July 4th, verification rate 9.7, so 91 about
91%
about
does
90 almost yeah, about
yeah,
91%
they just
of
bounce
users
and they left the
gone.
site. Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
said forget it, we're not dealing with this. And then on July
Exactly.
4th,
Yeah.
again, this was probably already reduced and this is 89%. So um I don't
Yeah, and the other thing is that it was only A/B testing. Like, they were only testing it on like some of their own customers, like, if you want. Like, they didn't put it at large for everybody. So it was maybe they didn't give stats, but they did it only for a small part of their own visitors. And yeah, you can see that the stats are really bad for xvideos. Yeah.
almost about 9 and 10 are like fuck it, I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna deal with it.
And for very good reason. Like, uh, honestly, it's sharing really personal info. So the thing is, like, you never know. Like, probably that when all the sites will have implemented that, probably that people won't have any option that is viable to be able to see porn online without AV.
Uh-huh.
But at the moment, since xvideos was trying it before the others, like, people, they still have options that is is not with AV. So yeah, as you mentioned, it will really. I hope that Ofcom will be able to do what they plan to do, and be able to cut the pirate sites. And if they're able to do it, like, it will really help the porn industry, and it will really help also the younger generation to have a safer environment,
Yeah,
and to be able to navigate the web without
safely.
seeing safely. And yeah, but yeah.
But like I said earlier, it's not just the fault of those publishing, but that's a major part of it. But at the same time, as parents, you
Mhm,
also have to kind of monitor your kids. I'm sure there's apps and softwares
mhm,
out there
yeah,
that, but
yeah,
I mean, just can we like fix the internet a little bit, and make it a little safer just to make it easier? Because most parents, even if you're working one job, or whatever, sometimes, I understand we get busy. There's so much other shit we have to do at home. Like the last thing we want to do is have to like really monitor our kids on the internet, which I mean, I get it, we should. But there's just so much negative shit on the web,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
fact that, there's just so much available adult content out there, and the fact that people are uploading it and not giving a shit really
mhm,
says a lot about these kind of people, right?
mhm, yeah, totally. Yeah, yeah, there were other options, like that were available. Like, as you mentioned, they could have gone for the hardware stuff, like maybe just put an app, as you mentioned, on the phone. That would have been an easier solution, and that would have been at the end of the phone companies to implement. And there would have been other options, such as maybe pushing everybody that has porn sites to maybe a specific domain extension, maybe the triple X extension that they had, that is there, but not a lot of people are using. Like, if they pushed us all in that one domain name extension, maybe that it would have held. Like,
Uh-huh.
so yeah, and other options would have maybe been to, like, one thing that is not accepted, like some of the states in the US, they do accept it,
Uh-huh.
but most of them don't, and like the UK and France don't. Like, uh, when people buy from a site with a credit card, like, people always have to be 18. So that's one way to ensure that someone is 18, but no, they didn't feel that paying with a credit card was enough. So,
But here's
like,
another thing too, man. You know, how do these pirates sign up at websites to steal the content with
yeah,
stolen credit cards?
yeah,
So
exactly.
this
They have
AV
to
could
use,
also
yeah,
could also help out with that, you know?
yeah, exactly, yeah, yeah.
But
That
here's
that
another
could have
thing
been maybe
too.
a first thing, like maybe pushing for credit card to be required to see porn.
Yeah.
That would have been a thing. Like, if they pushed for safe for work tours, and just make sure that the people have to put a credit card on the site, that could have been maybe a first step to make things better. But yeah, they opted for the AV solution, and yeah.
But here's the thing too, and another thought that I want to share is,
Hmm.
well, porn is a product, right? I think we
Yeah,
could all agree on that. Now,
yeah.
here in California, you have to be, it used to be 18, but you need to be 21 to purchase tobacco products. You need to be
Hmm.
21 to buy alcohol. You need to be 18 to gamble. It, so it makes, just because this product is on the web, shouldn't, you shouldn't be able to consume it at a younger age than 18, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's many things that I do agree with what's happening. For one, I really hope that the Pirates just finally go to hell. I'm being completely honest. I'm not,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
They
they're
have
thieves. At
to.
the end of the day, they're just thieves.
Yeah,
That's all they are. And
yeah,
if you are indeed feeding your family off of pirating content, you made a lot of bad choices in life. Like you're a total like a just total asshole. And well, you know,
yeah. Let's hope that they'll find something else to make money on. Yeah.
yeah, hopefully they're able to use, like you said, they obviously they aren't dumbasses, right? They
No, no,
they have
they
some
have skills.
skills.
Yeah, they have web skills, and they have, like, it's not only web skills. They are really good at marketing. They are good at SEO. But yeah,
They don't even SEO, man. Pirates, they don't SEO at all. It's just the amount of shit they have is how they don't
yeah.
they're
But
just
the
using
thing is that
scripts. They don't do any kind of SEO,
yeah,
man.
but they could do that in mainstream as well. Like,
Yeah, but they wanted
it's
the easy
just
way, right?
misusing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
It's misusing skills. Yeah,
the illegal way, which I do want to
yeah.
mention. But there is another article that you shared from XBiz.
Hmm.
And so I didn't know that Kansas as a state already had some kind of AV law implemented back in 2024.
Oh yeah, about the company MetArt that is getting sued in Kansas. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's really it's a huge one. Yeah, they actually at the moment it's in court, and yeah, they're in a lot of trouble. Yeah,
So who is suing who?
it's actually the state of Kansas that
And who are
is
they suing?
suing. They're suing MetArt. It's if you want, one of the major pay site network that.
Oh, it's a pay site network.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They own uh, MetArt. They own
Oh, MetArt net. Okay.
Sex Art as well, and a couple
I've never
others.
heard
Yeah.
of them. Stunning18.com.
Hmm. Yeah.
So why are they being sued?
What they did is, at that time they had AV, but
Uh-huh.
their tours were safe for work as well.
Uh-huh.
But what they said is, since they had descriptions that were very descriptive about porn, and uh, a couple of weeks before they didn't have AV, and it was they were kinda in a melting pot, if you want. They were in trouble just probably because they were the first one to get sued, and so yeah, like, they got after them. It's unknown why they are the one that got into trouble, but yeah, uh, it's hard to
Are most of us just blocking certain states at the moment?
yeah, most of the sites, yeah, that's what they do. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I couldn't
especially
really tell
Texas.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, I haven't really discussed any of this at work, so I don't
Mhm.
know what states we're blocking at the
Yeah,
moment.
well, the main ones that people usually block is Texas because their laws are worse than the others, and
Yeah.
the newer ones are North Carolina also is one of the key ones that people usually block, Virginia as well. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, it really depends. Most of the sites they block Texas first, and for the others
I'm
they
sure it's some lost
consider their
income,
options.
but
But
I'm pretty sure some of
yeah.
the best traffic does come from California because, well, um, I'm pretty sure for our niche, California, just because there's a lot of Filipinos out here, so
Hmm.
people are kind of learn to fall in love with Filipinos at the same time. The amount of disposable income of
Hmm.
Californians is the highest in the country, so
Yeah.
there's extra money to be spent. So I think like places like LA, the Bay Area, probably would be the best targeted region in this country, I'm sure.
Yeah, but there's one thing though, that, like some people, what they do is they actually they up to try to visit these sites with VPNs. But
VPNs, of
yeah,
course,
the
yeah. I
thing,
didn't think about,
yeah,
yeah.
but there's one thing though that there's actually I don't remember the exact state, but there's one state that actually it makes it criminal to buy from a site that doesn't have AV and visit that site just
As a
just
user, you can
making
get in
yeah
trouble.
yeah exactly yeah
Like
just
who's
being the
gonna
user. So
who's gonna
yeah,
knock on your door? Who's gonna pull you over with their fucking siren and say, "Hey, you're going to jail." I mean, let's be
the
honest.
yeah, the thing is that we don't know what may happen, but the state maybe at the end of the year, maybe will they ask credit card to share this info? Will they go through that?
I don't think they're gonna go
No.
that far. I mean,
Yeah, it's probably a part of the law that is more there to maybe scare people or maybe push people to stay on the right way. But yeah, you never know though.
I just hope that, somebody comes forward, contacts their local congressman and says, "Hey, I don't know exactly who you guys are going after, but if it's legit pay sites, you're chasing the wrong thing. Put it on paper. This is what needs to be done if you guys really want to protect the youth, and these
Hmm.
are the sites that you go after. The
Hmm.
pirate sites, and
Yeah,
maybe they could bring that to Washington D.C. and really, I mean, do you think that like here in the States, do you think over at Washington D.C., do you think they know exactly what they need to do?
no, but actually there are talks about that in the webmaster forums with maybe making such a list and sharing it and just if you want maybe cleaning the porn industry from the inside out.
Because the thing
So
is
yeah.
too, I mean, the people in Washington D.C., they're not idiots.
Mhm.
I mean,
But
if
the thing
they're
is that
if
they,
they're
they don't have
attacking legit pay
all the
sites,
info though.
I mean,
Yeah.
they have people sitting at their desk all day long that are, there's probably at least 100 people in the government that are actually focused on this AV thing, right? So you
Mhm.
would think
Mhm.
that they already learned what they got to do. Because I mean, like I said, they're not idiots, So
Yeah, but the thing is that there's a difference between willing to do it and between
just
having the info on hand to be able to do the things. So yeah, maybe if they had like a list with details and with uh, all these sites are linked together, like sometimes it's hard to see like the links between the sites and the
yeah.
networks and the ad networks as well, and who profit from these sites, and if you want
I
the
would be really
entire connections.
surprised
But
if
yeah.
they haven't figured that out yet. And if they haven't, then well, maybe it needs to be brought to their attention.
Hmm.
I think everyone like in the actual industry, all the actual pay site networks, maybe not all because obviously
Hmm.
some are in certain groups and networks, but I mean for the most part, I believe that most people that are actually the ones producing, shooting, the site owners, I think if they came together, they could really make some noise and
Yeah.
have the right thing done. But like my own boss told me, like there's no unity between site owners. Like
Yeah,
nobody's
we're
gonna come
seeing all
together and hold
yeah,
hands and fucking
we
say,
see each
"Let's do
other as
this."
competition, and yeah, yeah,
Well,
that's one thing. Yeah.
yeah, but we're constantly doing link trades and helping one
Hmm.
another out. I mean, we don't hate people just because they're competition,
Hmm.
but we're not gonna give them our ideas, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's at the end of the day. I believe that the governments are doing this to protect our youth, which is the right thing to do. I just hope that the legit folks aren't brought into, don't aren't brought down with this whole operation or this whole law just because, they're the government's attacking everyone in
Mhm.
porn, right?
Yeah, like if we get back to the question that you asked with maybe the 5 year timeline about what may happen, like
Yeah, yeah.
probably the landscape would change a lot. Some sites will close, some sites will appear that will probably be more ethical, more legitimate. But yeah, there would be a big shakeup, and
But
yeah,
did
it
you
will
also
move
say
quick.
that, they're also trying to really target those that are, I think you said was it in Germany or somewhere in Europe where they're really going after the degrading kind of content, like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
The
because I know our billers are getting more strict. Like you can't say certain things. Like you can't even say like mom, right?
one of them is actually it's Afcom. What they're trying to go after, it's they see actually when in a scene there's a someone that is getting choked, and most of the times it's unfortunately a woman. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, they want to ensure that scenes having choking, that it's less viewable. Like at the moment, what they're considering is actually blocking entirely the uh, scenes that have choking in them and things
Well, there
like that,
goes all
just
the
because
BDSM content.
yeah, well, yeah, just because, well, it's what they say is that uh, it's unsure if the model actually she gave her full consent about that. So like sometimes she may actually give like maybe her consent about it at the beginning of the scene,
But didn't know,
but
but
yeah,
didn't really tell them,
yeah,
or
yeah,
they
you
didn't
never know.
really.
Yeah, you never know how
Yeah.
rough it goes in the scene. So yeah, like does it go over what she's comfortable with? You
Well,
just
yeah,
never know.
it's like back in
Yeah.
the days. I'm sure, there's been models that have been booked back in the days before. I mean, I want to say things have gotten a lot better, as you know.
Mm, mm,
Limits are limits. I'm
mm.
sure back in the days, a model might get booked and she says no anal, and then all of a sudden she's on set. And well, that's another thing too. I remember the whole girls do porn. I
Yeah,
watched a
yeah.
couple of their documentaries. They said, well, this is gonna happen, and then well, they arrived, and then more than what was promised happened, and so you know when on the production side of things, there's always the limits, and as producers, they should always be respected, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's a really interesting topic.
Yeah, and like that's why like choking is one of the thing that is I have to agree with them. Like, well, I hate that thing as well. Like, it's something that is underlying. Like, you just never know. Like, it's
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, you're very, very on the soft side of
yeah,
things too, which I mean, there's nothing wrong with
yeah.
that. I
More
mean,
into cosplay and yeah, softer scenes. Yeah.
but I mean, some slapping is nice for like promo content, and
Oh.
in the trailers. No, I'm being dead serious.
No.
Like, for like if I'm talking for like TP, like I would love
Yeah.
like some little slapping and just nothing very harmful, but it would look good on the trailer. It would look good on Twitter or X, and
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it does add
depends on your
something to the
audience
scene,
too.
but
Your
yeah, yeah,
audience,
yeah. Me, no, no,
you
I'm
probably
totally
wouldn't
not
like
not on
it.
that. No,
Yeah.
I do more cosplay and stuff things, and yeah, yeah. That's not something that I would add. Yeah, no.
So, is there anything else you want to share with our listeners before I let you go, man?
I think we probably did a really good overview about things. Yeah, I think I hope that people listening to the podcast will be able to get a better view about things, and yeah, like says probably that you knew before that these were about to happen, or if you didn't, well, I hope that you got a good view about things to come. But yeah, like things will change, and it's for the better for the youth. But yeah, it may make visiting sites maybe a bit more troublesome, and yeah, it's mm,
Yeah, I
things will
agree.
change.
I agree. And my closing statement is going to be about the same thing you said. Like I said, social media alone is already screwing the heads of our youth. And then you have all this free adult content on the web. It was about time that
Mhm.
governments came in and did something about it. There's about time that, it's about time that they go after those that are stealing and making available to everyone. Because if you go to places like TrikePatrol.com to any of our sites, to actually view enough content, you have to actually log in, right?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
I hope the best for the legit sites,
Mhm.
and for the pirates, I really don't give a fuck what happens to you guys. And I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
Use your skills elsewhere. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Blade, I want to thank you for joining us here on the podcast once again. It's always nice to talk to you, and I hope you're doing great. So, yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Maybe we'll meet again and maybe do shoots again. And yeah, like we'll have to check with when I visit LA or Vegas again and see if we're able maybe to meet for scenes and things like that. And yeah, yeah,
Yeah, of course, man.
or
But
maybe grab something to eat somewhere. And yeah,
yeah, for sure. Well, it's always fun, on set with you, and not that we're shooting actual scenes together, just to put it
no,
out
no,
there.
what I mean, no,
That was a gay joke, but
no.
yeah. But yeah, man. Every time you're out here in California, I always try to visit you, and hopefully I'm able to um visit you again once you're out here. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go again. Thank you for joining us today.
It was a pleasure. Like honestly, like if you want to invite me again in the future, I'm always available, and you know how to how to reach me.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're a very easy person to contact. Hopefully,
Mhm.
in maybe 5 years, we'll be able to do another podcast and talk about what finally actually happened from all this AV stuff.
Yeah, sure.
All right, man. Take care.
Yeah, you too.